Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we have our latest review of the Walking Dead comic. It is issue 177, New World Order Part 3. The cover, a brilliant look at Officer Mercer. He did get mentioned in the last issue. If you do not know who Mercer is or the mention of Mercer, you can go back and rewatch my previous Walking Dead review, issue 176. But I'm assuming you probably already watched that video to watch this video, so a nice little cover to introduce us to a new character. Previously, Lance led the delegation from Alexandria into the bursting Commonwealth streets. Because of her career as a lawyer, Michonne is chosen to meet Governor Pamela Milton. Michonne tolerates the meeting for as long as possible before revealing that she believes her daughter, Elodie, is living in this community. Michonne is taken to the bakery where she finds Elodie still alive, and after all these years apart. Now, first panel, we've got Ricky Dicky Grimes back, Ricky G. Obviously talking to Mikey, who lost his mother to the giant walker attack back in issue 163. So, obviously he's saying, what a lovely, because Mikey made a poem, but he didn't know what a poem was, as we find out later on in the issue. He says, he's trying to cope with it. He made the poem to express his feelings about his mother who died, and he said, I put pen to paper and it just came out. And he's like, can I be honest, I didn't even know what the hell a poem was before she told me who was Annie, because he read the poem to Annie first. But he was like, it's fine, now you know what one is, and you can make more. You can become a poet if you wanted to. And Mikey suggests that he makes one about Andrea, but then Rick just simply replies, I wouldn't even begin to know. He wouldn't even know. And we're back at the hilltop. Some hilltoppers, I believe one of them is Eduardo? If you don't get that reference, we can't be friends. But yeah, he goes in to collect one of the spears because one of them is broken. And we find Maggie and Dante engaging in sexual intercourse. Brilliant. Eduardo sees it. He quickly is like, I wasn't here. Quickly slams the door, but they notice. He slams the door. Maggie's completely shocked. Like, we need to stop him from telling everyone. Quick, quick, quick. And Eduardo's like, what's he gonna do? Kill all the witnesses? Like, in a jokey mood. And he's like, are you ashamed of me? And Maggie just goes, no, she's ashamed of herself. Because apparently she's going against Glenn, who she has truly loved. Dante just tries to help Maggie. She leaves and says, I've got to go, I'm sorry. And Dante just tries to comfort her. And now we get introduced to two new characters. I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember who they're called. I really cannot remember. I was reading this before I made this video, so I'm sorry. And one of them's called Kayla, and they're both teens. They're far away from the community, saying, I'm guessing they're starting to make out and start sexual intercourse. But if you notice closely in the background, walkers are approaching them, which is kind of a scare tactic, because you've got to think, it's been like 4 or 5 years. Walkers are still a threat. Like, no place can truly be quiet forever. I'm just saying. And then, probably one of the most brilliant kills ever. For whack. Knife straight to the head. They're all screaming, oh god, oh god. And then, we finally meet Officer Mercer. He looks amazing. It's a shame it's in black and white, because I think if we saw his suit in colour, man, that would look amazing. But the guy is just like furious. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You were supposed to be keeping watch. And obviously the girl was like, the girl had no clue this was happening. She didn't know that Mercer was sent to look after them. And she was calling Mercer a pervert and all that kind of stuff. And we find out that this guy is the governor's son, so Pamela Milton's son. And he was like, I always have security with me, it's fine. And he's like, thanks a lot, Mercer. You couldn't even take care of 2 roomers. And he's like, I know, sir. So obviously he's trying to say loyal as fuck, but looks giving like he does not give a giant toss, basically. And we get... The thing is, though, he says for killing 2 roomers. This beautiful page shows all the walkers that Mercer had killed to keep them safe. So basically, that son should keep a friggin' eye on himself. Then we cut to Michonne and Elodie. Now, people at the end of the last issue were thrilled to see. I was so happy to know that Michonne's daughter was still alive. That is a lovely thing, because at the end of issue 175, like the first part, we only found out she was alive again. And now we've just found out that she is actually alive. And that brilliant last page at the end, that hug, genuinely did break my heart to see a long reunion after so many years, thinking that the other person was dead. It's crazy, man. They embrace again. It's so beautiful. Like, they cannot believe it. And Michonne calls her Peanut. You've grown up. Everyone, like Elodie is questioning, how is this real? Is this a dream? And Michonne's just like, I don't know. I'm just enjoying it while it's here. She's asking, how long have you been at the Commonwealth? Elodie says 4 years. And they just start they question one another on how, well, Michonne questions her on how she's been. And she says, but there are good people at this community. And she says, huh, good people. Don't even know if there are, what constitutes as good people anymore. And obviously Michonne, like, she questions her mum saying, do you describe yourself as good? And we know Michonne has been through some shit. The governor, Negan, all that kind of stuff, the Whisperers. Like, she's killed so many people, she's killed so many walkers, she's done a lot of things, but what can you do? And then we finally get a brief little Michonne kind of backstory here, when she says, this was before the outbreak, before everything happened. She was with her ex-husband, like, obviously she got a divorce with her husband, Dominic. They got divorced, but obviously they had to share custody between Colette and Elodie. Colette is Elodie's sister. And she's like, I'm sorry I wasn't there when this shit started. I lost she gave up custody basically because she couldn't keep doing. She was morely a work woman. Like, she was so focused on her job, and she felt like having her kids about doesn't seem right. And Elodie doesn't blame her. She's like, you couldn't have known this was your fault. It just happened. Basically, she asks, is Colette here too? And sadly, Colette died. Unfortunately, Colette is dead. Her sister, Michonne, is just so upset with herself. And then we get an explanation of what happened to Elodie, Colette, and Dominic. He said it was about a year, so technically it's been 5 years now, so alright. Everyone kept saying, like, she kept saying, like, her dad's plan was to head north from Kentucky. So they headed north, but there was a group, they were very bad people. They, like, Dominic died, their father died, and it was just Elodie and Colette on their own. So that's depressing as it is. It's like, children on their own, like, at such a young age, they don't understand it. They don't understand the world, and obviously with the apocalypse, you don't really know how it works. But they were, like, they found a group, they were bad. They basically they protected the 2 girls, but made them do things they didn't want to do. I just got a comment from Dennis D3NNI1S_ laughing face. Thank you for the comment, by the way. If you do ever watch this video, you did just get a shout out. Everyone, go check him out if he is actually a YouTuber. And obviously she was expected to do things. Colette refused basically, and Elodie didn't. Oh, go away, notifications. Basically, things just got out of control, and she didn't refuse. How could I? And she's like, stop. we don't ever talk about what happened, whatever happened to you. But we found out that Elodie killed the whole group. Wow, she is just as bad as Carl. Future serial killer, but more controlled because she's Michonne's daughter. And Michonne's like, she understands. We know all too well exactly what you're talking about. This world changes a lot of people. You got to think about that. This world does change a lot of people. I'm saying that now. Pamela is just saying, oh, we understand what happened. We meet Sebastian. The kid's name is Sebastian Milton, who is obviously Pamela's son. And he comes back to see everyone else. And he's like, oh, that idiot Mercer won't give me my space, my privacy and all that shit. He's basically abusing his powers as the boss's son, essentially. It's like, yes, I'm the son, you should do, I should have all this, that and the other. And he's like, he has no clue how to give me my space. And Pamela's like, I'm sure he has his reasons. Obviously, he's like every other stubborn teenager saying, oh, this is your fault, you're taking his side. And then Mercer comes in. Pamela asks what happened. He gives his side of the story saying, I'm so sorry, Governor. I told your son not to stray too far, and he didn't listen, essentially. And he killed, there were too many of them. He said, too many. Are you telling me he was in actual danger? Why would you allow that? You're the best of the best. And I have you personally heading up my son's security detail. Like, that is just unacceptable. We're going to talk about it later. Go clean up. Literally, go clean up. He's just like, yep, okay. And then we get Officer Mercer in the locker rooms, taking off his armour. He gives like a sigh. It does hurt the back. He's like, I can't really, I can show you, but like, he's rubbing his back. And he's just like the armour can weigh down on you. That is probably heavy as hell, so it's harder to kill walkers with that heavy armour on. It's not like the prison suits from the prison arc. No, nothing like that. That's like military standard, probably. And then we meet another character, and he's like, your day of babysitting went well. You missed out on the magenta swarm. Or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I heard Sebastian was out crying to his mummy. And all that pathetic shit. And Mercer's just like, yeah. Not as sorry, speech impediment. Not as pathetic as breaking your fucking back to ensure that he can keep crying to mummy and fucking you over. They keep saying, yeah, we're waiting for the opportunity. Because apparently, these guys are going against the governor, essentially. Governor 2.0. And he's like, yeah, I don't even have to, we'd have to make a move, really. Just sit back and let the dumbasses get themselves killed. We wouldn't even have to get our hands dirty. And they're talking about, it's like, even better, we could. And he's like, shh. And like, they found someone. And Sadiq finds them. Jesus Christ, Sadiq. You've already confessed, Michonne, confessed your love for Rosita and to Eugene. And now you've found their plan against the Commonwealth. And unfortunately, that is the end of the issue, guys. Oh. I mean, it's not... I mean, that kill was brilliant from Officer Mercer, but it wasn't the introduction I was expecting. I mean, it's glad to see that we are back checking on Rick Grimes at Alexandria, Maggie at the Hilltop with Dante, but I thought this issue would have been straight into Officer Mercer. He would have gotten this big introduction that would have been completely awesome. But it does seem like, yes, he saves the kid, the boss's son. He's the best of the best. Why aren't we demonstrated that? I wish he could have had some like guns and just gone, like a swarm of them could have headed up to the son, like a group of soldiers who are the security detail of Pamela's son, just blasting their way through, like Rambo, essentially, like Rambo style. But unfortunately that's not, we got what we're given, and I'm happy with that, and I'm so amazed by that cliffhanger. The cover for 178 looks promising, it's right here. I'm guessing Sadiq probably gets away, he tells Pamela the secrets of Mercer and everyone else, and then they all start fighting, hence why Princess is at arms, essentially. And Also, a brand new cover came out for issue 179. I think it's called A Journey Home. It's a shame, or like it's sad when you leave with less people than you went off with. So maybe Michonne stays at the Commonwealth or something, because in the cover Eugene has her sword, and that worries me a little bit, because either she's dying or she's giving Eugene the sword to give to Rick to finally hang up and say, I have my family, I have my only family left, keep it or melt it. But I can't wait for them. I also did manage to get the Governor variant for this issue. It looks amazing. I do love that cover of Brian Blake, or Philip Blake, whatever he's called in the comics, because they change it around in the TV show and it's confusing. And then next month we have the Andrea variant, which is a bit too bright in my opinion, but I can't complain. It does look awesome though. And the Carl variant for 179 in May. I do like the Carl variant, but it does look. I wish there was a bit more like detail on the eye hole, essentially. But that's all I have to say. If you want to leave your thoughts of the issue in the comments below, you can. Can we get this video to 20 likes, please? That would be amazing. And also, can we try and hit 3,000 subscribers before I turn 18? I think we can do that, guys. I think you guys can do it. We just hit 2.7k. That's mental. But I want to thank every single one of you for subscribing. I haven't even subscribed to myself, and I'm just a random kid just trying to make people smile, essentially. But thank you for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't done already. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here for my last Walking Dead comic review. I will see you next month in April for The Walking Dead 178. Goodbye. Hey, I'm sorry, but that face looks so determined. Shit. Sorry, I dropped you.